Hey guys, Doug, aka The Real Link, coming at you today with another relatively quick tech video. So, hey, today's Thanksgiving here in the US. Hopefully you've had a great turkey-filled food-induced coma. If you're sleeping it off or at the gym, feel free to come back and watch this video later on. For those not in the US, well, it's another day, I guess. So with that out of the way, today starts soon Black Friday as well as Cyber Monday. All the deals this week as well as into December are already rolling out, whether you're an online store or brick and mortar physical store, and it's just the shopping season for Christmas and holidays is going to be upon us as it is every year. So being a tech enthusiast gaming channel, I'm like, hey, sure, I'll do the regular gifts, but what could I put in the system this year and test out and play with that would be really neat? And thanks to Newegg, I came across one of these. Now, what is it? It's an Intel 750 series PCIe X4 NVMe solid-state drive. What's the difference between this and a regular SATA III interface SSD that you'd have in an enthusiast machine? Well, since this is using NVMe architecture and an X4 motherboard interface, think of it as a supercharged SSD. SATA III is limited to about 550 megs a second read-write. These drives, depending on brand, capacity, and so forth, average closer to 1 to 2 gig a second read and write, stats depending, so much faster. Not quite RAM speeds, but it is the next general evolution of storage speed for hardware. So with that being said, obviously you can see the image here as, what would you like to test and see? There's been quite a few sites, great sites, Anintech, Linus, PC Paper, PC Perk, PC World, so on, that have tested these types of drives and given us lots of synthetics. So many synthetics. Very few sites have actually given us real-world application tests. And sure, while I'm not a programmer, I did think of a few different things for a small test suite here in this document that I would like to test against. I'll test the 750 PCIe-based SSD, 1.2 terabytes, against my current Windows 10 C drive being a SanDisk Extreme Pro 960 gig SATA III SSD versus the RAM caching program or DIMM drive, if people are familiar with that, like a RAM disk, just to compare all three if time allows, but at least against the PCIe SSD and SATA III SSD primarily. Now, I'm on an X79 Dark board, so there's no guarantee, because I don't have M2 support, that I can use this as a boot drive because of NVMe's requirements. I'll try, but at worst I may have to use this as an add card or basically a different interfaced SSD for the system. But it should work, and I think I'll be able to get close to maximum speeds from the drive. So with that being said, of course I'll test with IdleBench and Crystal Diskmark for fun synthetics because, come on, seeing reads and writes at 2+ gig a second would be great. I'll test load-ins and zoning around in huge games like WoW, Final Fantasy XIV, Heroes of the Storm, maybe StarCraft. I could try some different other games as well. Since I do photography and wedding work for my primary job, in a sense, I'll definitely do some test gallery loads with about 3,000 images, maybe a little less, for a sample wedding. I could load them in, export some images with Canon's DPP as well as Lightroom 6 or Lightroom CS and go from there. Definitely test out some image work as well as Photoshop. Could easily load in a few hundred images and test against that. I don't know if I'll test the startup suite yet, say like loading 50 programs or something crazy. I mean, it's fun, but I would have to think about what I want to do for that. And I can definitely test finally some movie exports from or to the SSD, as well as using it as a scratch disk with Premiere for Canon 7D Mark II, which is 1080p 60, or 4K Shadowplay footage from gaming. Test and see if there's really any difference for Premiere using the PCIe SSD for reading and writing compared to just caching on a regular SSD. So, like I said, while I can't get access to every program and game under the sun, anything really big or intensive, sure, let me know in the comments. If you like, comment, subscribe. What would you guys like to see me test? I can't get a hold of everything, but if you leave a comment, I'll see what I can do when I make a video later on to facilitate comments and go from there. and try to provide some real-world examples as to is spending the money on one of these drives really worth it over a regular, comparatively cheaper SATA III SSD, if there's a major improvement, minor improvement, no improvement, if this actually makes my machine worse. I really hope not, but anyway, that's the whole image. That's the whole point from this image here. So let me know what tests you guys would like to see above and beyond what I showed in the document and spoke about here, and I'll see if I can facilitate that. Have a great evening. Good luck shopping, and like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will make another follow-up video in a few weeks.